It's still Tribulation, day 106. First thing I want to say is I was watching the first blog I posted this morning, and it's a problem with doing blogs early in the morning. But I kind of said Hurricane Irene is going up the California coast. At the end of the blog, I actually got it right and said it was going up the East Coast. But I just wanted to point that out, an error on my part, and for that matter, I'm always willing to admit error. So if somebody thinks something I'm saying is just absolutely crazy or wrong, point it out. I'll do my research, and I'll definitely correct anything. That being said, I want to continue on with my thought of what the hell's going on, what's the truth, what's the great deception, the possible battle of Armageddon that's looming as part of the tribulation. And of course, we've got Comet Elenin coming in with a lot of people saying there could be some earthquakes and whatever happening starting 9/11, but especially in the 9/26, 27, 28, and in the November period as planets and the comet align. And I don't know if I'll get to it in this blog, but there's some stuff I want to talk about in that regard, because there's also I've been taking pictures of the sky all summer long, and between shimmer clouds and chemtrails, there's a whole line of thought of what's going on there. So I'd want to touch on that. But getting back to the Battle of Armageddon, good versus evil. I've already touched on it in a previous blog, and I'm going to throw this out there. What I'm going to talk about falls into what we call the conspiracy or the crazy stuff, that when you talk about it, a lot of people just tune you out and say, that's crazy talk. But you know what? That's okay with me. I got to be open-minded and look in every direction and examine every piece of fact that's coming my way to try and figure out what's going on, because, once again, I believe there's a deception out there. So anyway, part of the good versus evil, when you say the evil, or who, if it's us, they, good versus evil, who is evil? And, the easy answer is, Lucifer, Satan, evil. But another category or way of framing it up, the they, is it's kind of like aliens and angels, and I mentioned them in a blog, and then somebody emailed me, and I want to thank them, because I've been just kind of looking at more and more information on it, and I've not only posted stuff to the blog, but I have linked in a ton of videos that have people talking about this stuff. So if you look at the playlist of Tribulation videos, not my videos, but the ones that my favorites, just look at this stuff. But, I was kind of talking about, this transformative period, could be angels, could be aliens, and then somebody said, what, demons and aliens are one and the same thing, or the fallen angels are demons, but they're both the same thing. Fallen angels, Satan, and demons are one and the same thing. Fallen angels, demons are aliens, or aliens are demons and fallen angels, or aliens are just angels in general. So, the first thing I'm going to tell you, in this whole angels and aliens concept is, okay, if it's angels and aliens, right, there's two ways of looking at it, from this way or from that way. So, if you look at it from the one direction, it's like, angels are aliens. And if you look at it from the other direction, it's, aliens are angels. Now, you might be saying, hey, what difference does it make? But I tell you what, it makes a difference. And the reason I say that is that if it's aliens are angels, then you have to start drawing other conclusions, which is one is, is there only like one kind of alien? And a lot of us have now, there's all sorts of stuff out there where people are like, oh, no, 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 no. There's like, 5, 6, 10 different kinds of aliens. There's the grays, and there's 4 or 5 kinds of those guys, and then there's reptilians, and then there's Aquarians, and like there's all these different races, and one thing you have to kind of contemplate, if there's more than one type of alien. And even if there's just one kind of alien, it's like, well, why the hell haven't the aliens contacted us? And of course, a lot of people say, well, they have. Look at all the UFOs and da-da-da. But, why isn't it more formalized? Like in Star Trek, where there's planets where, people seem to have no problem with, oh, yeah, you're a visitor from outer space. Come on in and have a bologna sandwich with me, and a cup of milk. Whereas, the theory has always been, it's like, oh, you can't tell people about aliens because we'll just all freak out. And the other concept is like, oh, if we knew about aliens, it would screw up our religious beliefs and our faith. And like, who is it that's making that judgment? Is it our government? Like, why is that? And there's a little bit of truthfulness to that, but you have to say, man, especially if there's like 5 or 6 races, how come we just don't really have a formalized relationship with people from outer space? Like, why are they creating a deception, So the other way to look at it, in the aliens are angels concept, you also come to this other conclusion, which, it is a religious perspective. When you look at that angels are aliens, is you say, you know what, there's no God. Or if there is a God, he's the God of everybody, not only humans, but all these aliens. And you know what, that may be the truth, but that's a way to look at it religiously. And another way to kind of look at it is just, if there are aliens or multiple aliens, there is no God. And there was a movie that was just out called Paul, where the guy was like, it was a funny movie, and he was an alien, one of the Greys, but, basically that was one of the concepts in the movie, is he was like, man, there's no God, don't be a moron. And then, of course, the chick that was playing the Christian Bible thumper was made out to look like a complete idiot, and it was only until Paul, the alien, cleansed her mind of all the mental shackles that she, came to the conclusion like, oh yeah, there's no God. But another way to kind of look at it from that same perspective, from a religious perspective, is, hey, man's not that special. We're just one of many. Like, we're just one planet of millions of races, or 5 races, or hundreds of races of aliens, but we're not special. So the other way to look at it is, angels are aliens. And especially fallen angels, which are demons, evil spirits, are aliens. So when you look at it from that perspective, what you kind of see is that, okay, well, what that means is that aliens are fake. Like there's, whether it's one race or multiple races, that's all some kind of big illusion, some kind of conspiracy. And that what there actually is evil spirits, fallen angels, and they are just, trying to make us believe that there are aliens. Why? Because when you believe that aliens are angels, then you kind of say there's no God and we're nothing special, which the bad news about that is that if there is a God, he wouldn't be happy about that, because then you're not following his path or his will, or we're not special where there's a special path for us, But if you look at it from the other perspective, angels are aliens, then it kind of puts the, another twist on it. And I'm sitting here wrestling, which is, okay, which truth? And both choices are the deception. So all you're choosing is, what is the truth to the deception? And then the deception itself is barring the truth, So are aliens angels, or are angels aliens? So I was just swishing it around in my head over and over and over again. And the conclusion I'm going to side with is that angels are aliens, not aliens are angels. And one of the reasons why I'm kind of going that direction is I just have a hard time buying that if there's one race of aliens or multiple races of aliens, how we just don't have a more formal relationship with them, as far as how our planet exists. And why would the aliens be making this huge conspiracy to cover all of it up? Why wouldn't they just either come down and kill us or take us over or be our friends, and help us out? Now, the other perspective, which I'm leaning towards, which is angels are aliens. So there are no actual aliens. That's just a big lie. The reason why I'm going that way is because it kind of makes sense, and on either side of that argument, when you look at Earth's history, that's kind of what the evidence you see is when you're looking at things like the pyramid and Stonehenge and these giants and big, huge statues and, and ancient things where people seem to have space helmets, and there's drawings that have spaceships in there. Both sides of the deception fit the evidence that's sitting out there, but you got to kind of choose which way you want to look at it. So if you look at it from the perspective that angels are aliens, that means that even in Earth's past history, why did they build those things? The pyramids and, the technology they had, and what happened in the days of the flood? Why did God destroy the earth? Because if you're saying angels are aliens, then you're saying that there's a God, and that he's the one that has the ultimate plan, and that the fallen angels, they have a plan. Problem is, their plan ain't going to work. They're going to lose in the end. But you have to then say, okay, it's good versus evil. Angels are aliens, therefore the aliens are false. But the fallen angels have been around forever, even pre-flood, and they obviously had a relationship with humankind, and I believe it's right there in the Bible. It's that story of the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they came down and had children and offspring, which were the Nephilim and the giants. And ultimately, all of that boils into the rule by secrecy, because that's who the Masons are, and all these other secret rich organizations. That they're the power behind it all, of what's steering the world towards this calamity and the final battle of Armageddon. So anyway, I'm going to kind of leave it there, but I'm going to follow up this thought because I got all sorts of things that I want to point out about the battle that's being waged and how it's affecting the world, because the war, the demons that are bringing on the alien illusion also are on both sides of the us-they. Like they control both the left and the right. They control both sides of religion. They control, definitely the upper elites, and they're manipulating the masses, whether it's to exterminate them or just control their minds and make them lose focus on what their real path in life should be, and getting them focused on just, surviving and acquiring material goods and satisfying their own personal desires. And therefore, bringing a negative manifestation for our future here on the planet. Because the positive manifestation is following the righteous path, man, one of love. That's what will see us through. Alright, I'm going to get my tribulation on. Tomorrow will be another day. Peace.